Today we are back with another community member gameplay review where we break down gameplay that probably looks a little bit more similar to yours. Now, first things first, as always, if you want the opportunity to have your gameplay reviewed, make sure you check the pinned comment down below. I have a link to join my Discord as well as instructions on how to submit your gameplay. Now, today we've got some gameplay here from Xylo, and to be honest with you, this game that I chose, I think kind of looks a lot like a lot of your games do. You know, early game's kind of quiet, then they get a few kills, then mid-game is really quiet, and then they find a way to clutch up the dub and pick up a decent amount of kills end game. So we're going to really be breaking down this gameplay, talking about things that he does well, things that he doesn't do well, and answering the question of what is next. This is where I think a lot of you struggle. What should you do next after getting a kill, after getting a stronghold, whatever it may be? So starting off right here, we've got the most wanted contract. Now, the one mistake that he makes, if you do the most wanted strategy, which I like a lot, reason is anything that you or your teammates do, whether you open a crate, a duffel bag, whether you get a kill, it takes time off of this timer, and you can get it done in about a minute and a half, especially while looting up. Now, they're kind of stuck in this building. They can't really move from here, so they put themselves in a little bit of a tough spot. By the way, another one, medicine cabinets take off 10 seconds. The mistake that he made here, he started looting before he got the most wanted. Do not start looting. You or your teammates should not loot at all until that contract is grabbed. This way, every duffel bag, everything that we do takes that time off, and we just get it done a little bit quicker. So they're just going to go ahead, and I'm going to fast forward this because they're just going to hang out here. You know, this is a good building to sit in as a most wanted because at the end of the day, there's really only one way in, which is these doors down below, right? They can only approach from the bottom. They can't really get up top unless they have a heli. Now, when we talk about the most wanted strategy, here's why it's so good. You get $7,600 immediately out of the gates if you do it. You know, it changes in duos, trios, and quads, and even, you know, I wouldn't recommend it in solos, but it gets you off to a good start cash-wise. So what you're going to see here is now the Stronghold, let's go back here. Stronghold opens up. They've got 10 seconds here, and notice that it is not anywhere close to them, right? They don't have an actual Stronghold, so they go ahead and loot up this Stronghold building right here. This is going to have a ton of cash in it. It's going to have kill streaks. They're going to be in a good spot. Now, let's go ahead and see what happens as he opens this legendary crate right here. As he opens the legendary crate, most wanted timer goes down. So now all of a sudden what we're looking at is in 22 seconds here, they are going to have a ton of cash flow, and they're going to be off to a really good start early game. I'm okay with you kind of chalking your very early game to set yourself up for the rest of the game, to set yourself up and gain momentum for that, you know, the second half of the first circle when it's closing, and then the mid-game. Mid-game being second circle, third circle, and fourth circle. Now, right here, they're just going to go ahead. He's going to get a knockout side. He gets that thirst. There's the most wanted contract complete. So now if you take a quick look, he's got $17,600. His teammates got a ton of cash, and they're off and rolling right here. Now, his teammate's going to end up going down. He ends up kind of getting a little bit confused there, but as he turns the corner, he ends up frying that guy. That's just the Fennec with the headshot multiplier. One question that I get all the time is, Joe, this TTK, like, I just can never seem to get as fast of a TTK as some other people. The headshot multiplier is crucial here. No matter what gun you have, the headshot multiplier on the Fennec's insane. On the RPK, it's insane. But even any gun, if you mix in headshots, that TTK gets brought down in terms of it gets faster by a lot. Right here, notice that even if his teammate loses Gouge, not a problem. They can buy his team. He can buy his teammate back, and almost probably once his teammate flies back in, they can buy Loadout right here. Now they don't have a buy station around, so got to be a little bit careful. But let's go ahead and see what happens. We're gonna go ahead and push this forward a little bit here. He's just gonna keep waiting. That's one thing to note, guys, is his safe cracker right here. That means somebody's gonna be pushing in here at some point. He ends up hearing him down below. Yep, there he is right there. He also gets a little bit of proc shot. Good shots, right? Just a little bit of execution there. 2 kills so far. Real quick, by the way, if you are looking to get better at Warzone 2, make sure you are subscribed down below. My whole goal is just to help you become a better player. Get more kills, die a little less, pick up a few more wins. So, like I said, if you are looking to get better, make sure you are subscribed. Now, let's go ahead and see what happens here. Teammate needs to get a Gouge. You know, this is the one downside of the 2v2 that I'm glad they're going away with, is sometimes it takes absolutely forever to be able to either find a match, or maybe you waste just about the whole entire time, and then you get put in one. So dying does waste a lot of time. It should, you know, straighten itself out with 1v1. Now, right here, they do have enough for Loadout. What I would do in this moment is go ahead and pop UAV. Right? So get a sense of what's going on around you, because there could be a lot of teams around you, and right now you have absolutely no idea. That could also kind of dictate where your teammate is going to land. You know, good job stowing the 3-plate vest for him. He actually grabbed one in the Gouge, so good play by his teammate, but also good play here by Xylo, who was able to stow that just so they're back to full strength a little bit quicker. Let's see what they do from here. Notice they don't have, there's car right outside. So that's one piece of information you absolutely want to see a little bit earlier, is that car rolling up. Good shots right there. He's able to get the knock. Now he knows that, yeah, there's the UAV. So all of a sudden, look, you've got 2 in front of you. You've got 1 back behind you. You've got a bunch on this left side over this way, 1 top observatory and a few over this way. So we want to kind of take note of that. We definitely have to be aware of this guy over here, but he's not an immediate threat right now. When we answer the question of what's next, the answer to that question could be kill these guys and then go challenge him. Could also be kill those guys and then disengage and go focus on loadout. Now he's got to go ahead and find a way to get this thirst, right? He still hasn't done that just yet. And when we look at this right here, you know, the reason actually, he didn't take that much damage. It looked like he took a lot of damage there. I didn't realize until now that he only took 1 plate. So, you know, he's A-okay there, even though he missed a few shots. When we talk about challenging right here, by the way, here's what's going to end up happening. So as you peek here, you see 2 guys. One of these guys is going to be full plates, and the other is going to be basically like a bullet. He's going to be very low health because they just survived. As soon as you shoot the first one, ideally you hit the first one a little bit quicker. You want to be thinking about which one's which. So if this guy right here, as he shoots, if this guy has full plates, as soon as this guy goes down, he's going to be low health. Obviously, it's the opposite here. So that guy goes down, and then we can immediately challenge him, but we know that this guy over here is full plates. At least it has 2. But his teammate was lighting him up from behind him. They were shooting that together really well. So we're off to a decent start here, you know. 2 kills, not a bad start. We're trying to, I think for me, a high kill game, guys. You know, of course, individually, 15 to 20. But I even look at it as a squad, like a good game all the way around, is 10 kills per person, right? So 10 in solos, 20 in duos, 30 in trios, 40 in quads. Like, that's a good game in my opinion, or a really good game in my opinion. Now, let's go ahead. They're going to go start to push over towards buy station here. And they've got plenty of cash for loadout. I don't know how many kills his teammate has. You know, depends on the googe. He might have 2 or 3. Good job rotating around. The only thing I will say is they're very split right now. They're kind of in a bad spot here when it comes down to them splitting, because if one of them gets shot, you can't really help the other. So I'm not saying you have to play hip to hip and constantly be together, but you definitely want to at least be aware of that component, especially in duos, trios, and quads, right? Duos, it's important, but trios and quads, you want to have a good understanding of where your teammates are, because at any point in time, they could go down to somebody. And that the team shot, the TTK is fast enough as it is. The team shot is absolutely insane. So they're going to go ahead and kind of keep working up. You know, they definitely want to focus on this loadout right here, because that's where we really gain that momentum. That's where we start to be able to get full strength and start to push. We have that confidence to be able to challenge. Now, they still have proc chat. You can see it over to the left side. That's not frozen there, so they know they have proc chat. Now, I would go ahead and I know what he's going to do here. So I would pop Yui right here in this moment just to see what's around you, right? Just to see, and good job here. He's going to pop, because if there's somebody above you, you want to be aware of that. Now, as soon as you pop UAV, you're going to waste the UAV because of loadout. That's okay. What you need to see in this moment is, okay, I've got 3 people up at Observatory Building, at the main one, but we're in duos, so there are 2 teams around here in this situation. He's going to go ahead. He ends up choosing the wrong class. Now, when we talk about choosing the wrong class, I just want to use this as an opportunity for you to learn. When we talk about meta, right, and I hate to say this, guys, I really do, but when we talk about the meta, you have to run meta guns if you want to drop high kill games. You may be able to get away with it every once in a while, but for the most part, you need to be paying attention because of situations like this. If you are not running the meta, you are at a disadvantage, right? So you're at a TTK disadvantage. A lot of times, TTK is the biggest one, but sometimes it's even how easy the gun is to use, and you're going to see that right here. You know, he accidentally grabs a class where he puts this scope on, and he's not going to be able to hit shots at range. He's able to get away with it there in like that 30 to 40 meter range. But if you start getting into longer ranges, he's not going to be able to hit shots there because of the visual recoil. There's a distinct difference between visual recoil and normal recoil. Visual recoil is almost harder to deal with because it's not actually there. You're compensating for nothing. You're compensating for what you see the scope doing when the recoil is not actually there. So right here, 3 kills. Okay, what is next, right? So what is next in this moment? moment? What is the next play from here? We've obviously got loadouts down, I believe, or they should be dropping, but they are in a pretty good spot. The other thing I will say is from this buy station, they could absolutely go back and buy their secondaries just so they feel a little bit more confident. The Fennec's a great option. You don't necessarily need to replace it, but hey, if you want to replace it, that's of course an option. Now, what do we do from here? In this moment, and I don't have circle pull, but in this moment, there's one thing that I'm thinking. Let's go flying, baby. We are top observatory here. The benefit of observatory is you can fly to so many different areas of the map. You can fly to Hydro. You can fly to Marshlands, to Village, to Pass, to Saeed Cities. You can, fly to Village and then to Seraph Bay. There's a lot of different areas that you can go. Okay, now we have a piece of information, right? Up until this point, we haven't really had anything to act on. Now we have high alert. We get high alerted from the right side here. So now we know that they are over here. The one thing I will highlight about this situation is, what do you notice right here? He's precisioning, or he's getting precision. He's just very out in the open. He's not, I don't know if he's fully prepared to retreat if he has to, and he could be in a pretty tough spot here. Very exposed. The high damage areas are exposed. Those headshots, neck shots, chest shots, where somebody with an RPK can easily down you. Now he's going to go ahead and push around right here. Him and his teammate are pretty split. Yep, you keep getting high alerted, so just keep working your way back. And now he's in a good spot here. Good shots there. High damage areas. He's able to win that gunfight, and now he wants to keep moving. Yep, go ahead and jump down the hill, and this is where we play unpredictable. We play unpredictable, and we try to get to a point where they don't know where we went. Right? Down the hill here is a good spot because it at least buys him a little bit of time to re-engage, and now he can go ahead and work his way up. Teammate's right by him. Look at his teammate's spacing. He knows he has his teammate with him. Somebody's got prox chat. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see what he does from here. I didn't watch this whole game playthrough. I watched portions of it, but I don't know what they do from here. So let's go ahead and keep watching. What would you do from here? Think about what your thought process is. We obviously have another team around here, but we can't get a UAV. That's the other thing is, we have enough cash for a UE. So if we fly somewhere, yeah, we can go fly to a buy station and buy a UAV, at which point we get some concrete information again. This is that wandering component that I see from a lot of you, where you're just kind of, there he is. They ran into him. He's somewhere. Okay, so teammate got him. So we're in a good spot here. 4 kills. Did he get high alerted again? No, I don't think he did. Okay, so 4 kills. Not off to a lightning fast start, but they've been able to execute well. They got that momentum, but you see here where this momentum gets killed, right? Somebody just bought back, so there's one inside of here. Now, I know how this one ends. I know what happens right here. So he's going to go ahead and push up, anticipate top of the stairs. Now, he's going to get high alerted in the back. Now, right here, the one thing he can't do is just stop. Right, so this guy's gonna chase. He's got to keep pushing out the windows. He's got to anticipate that guy to chase. You got to expect him to stay on you right there. And even if he doesn't chase you, you want to at least get to a spot that you're a little bit safer. By the way, what you just saw there, I fast forwarded through Googe. He gets a jailbreak. So we're gonna go ahead and back in we go. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. We got loadouts. Okay, so notice where loadouts are. Good job here with a little bit of a regain. He can, of course, go to... The one downside of not going into Googe is the fact that he doesn't get a 3-plate vest, right? So he is going in with the disadvantage, thankfully, in just a few short days. What's it now, 9 days or something? We're going to ditch 3-plate vests, and it's going to go back, just to clarify, it's going to go back to Warzone 1, right? In Warzone 1, you were able to... you were able to go in, you were able to immediately put in that 3rd plate, but you started with 2 plates. So when you fly in 9 days or 10 days, you're going to start with 2 plates in, and then what's going to happen is as soon as you find a plate, you're able to put the 3rd plate in. You don't have to worry about that vest. Right now, right here, he grabs his actual TAC V that he wanted. So now he's in an okay spot. He's using the water. He's not in an okay spot. He's in a pretty bad spot here, but he's got to fight his way out of this. Good UAV right there. Yep, we're going to go ahead and pop. Yep, good job right here. Oh, and up until... Oh, maybe he did have bird's eye. Is this I don't know if this is a gameplay with bird's eye here. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. I just saw an advanced UAV right there. They can't get in that car. ATV over to the left side. ATV, yep. Now, he's retreating here, but what do you... When you're retreating here, if we were to go back to here and then we'll push forward, right? Everybody's here. You've got a bunch of people. So then it's a matter of, okay, we push back here. Yep, equip that. Let's go ahead and plate, but then let's re-engage. Let's not disengage from concrete information, right? So that's pretty concrete. We know there's people in I always get village and pass. This is pass. There's concrete information in pass. So I would say that his teammate, this is with bird's eye. Okay, so this is a little bit different of a dynamic here, but let's go ahead and continue to talk about it. Let's focus on how he approaches fights and whether he engages or disengages, right? That's one of the biggest things. ATV over to the left side here, and now he's more comfortable. This is the TAC V that he wanted to begin with. You know, he's got the red dot or the Cronin mini red dot here. So he's, yep, sniper to your left side here. Sniper to your left side. So right here, I don't know what him and his teammate are doing in terms of communication-wise, but, like, his teammate needs to push to him right here. Reason being is, hey, oh, they've got 11 right now, so they're in a really good spot here. They're off to a really good game. Notice, okay, this is the great example. Look at the mini-map right here, right? So he's pushing back to his he's got attack V that he's comfortable with. He's got dual pistols, which are absolutely insane in close quarters. He's got a 3-plate vest, and they've got cash flow and his teammates over here in observatory. But look at everything going on down on this side of the map, right? They've got a ton of information down there that they can be acting on. That's where a lot of you struggle. Well, a lot of you struggle not even getting information. And there's a few different ways we do that. Let me just quickly review. UAVs and driving to buy stations to get UAVs. We've got bounty contracts. We've got people fighting, whether it's hearing the shooting or seeing the bullets. You know, and then we also have things like just, you know, driving around and you happen to see somebody, right? So then we can engage that. Now, as he pushes over here, I mean, look at what now they just don't have any information, right? So this is the situation that a lot of you get caught in. You don't know who to push. So let's go ahead and keep pushing forward here. They've got the buy station over this way. Let's see what they're going to buy here, though. I mean, they've got people over in Village. So they have the information. They're just not necessarily acting on it. You know, that's one of the toughest parts of this game is when you lose, when you wait too long to act on information. Good job buying. Is he going Fennec here? Yeah, I would go Fennec here. I would absolutely buy my gun here just so you feel a little bit more comfortable. Not really anything that you need. You know, I don't think a self-revive's that crucial, especially because you can find them. But I would go ahead and buy. The other thing I will say is quick decisions. You know, these decisions got to be sped up. And I will say they do get a little bit lucky this game because this circle is going to close onto Observatory. That's why they're able to win this game and drop, you know, a decently high kill game because it kind of keeps pulling to them. And that is part of this game. Now, his teammate's up top. His teammate is up top here, up top of the hill, so he's got his high ground. They're in a good spot observatory-wise, but they just had, you know, they started off good, right? When we look back, they started off with the most wanted. They picked up a few kills. They looted the Stronghold building. They did everything that I would want you to do early game. They just never took that next step of using that momentum, right? Of using that momentum to rotate to certain areas, to pop UAVs, and part of that, you know, it's a little bit of, no, I wouldn't even say that because he went high alert, which is obviously what we all kind of have to use at this point. You know, Bird's Eye was of course broken. So he's still looting. Like, there's nothing else that he needs. I think that's one of the biggest things right here. And a lot of you get caught doing that. A lot of you get caught in a scenario where you're just looting up for no reason. Whether it's looting a body and you're, like, second guessing what you have in your backpack, right? You get a kill, you're looting up, and you're like, do I want 4 precisions or 3 precisions? Like, just make a decision and keep rolling. You know, there's no right or wrong answer. Of course, look for your big stuff. Kill streaks, self-revives, gas masks, plates. You know, you should always have a general sense of how much ammo you have. If you have a munitions box, don't stow ammo. That's one thing that I've definitely tried to work on myself is if I have a munitions box, that solves my ammo problem. If I have 0 ammo, I'm max capacity again. I don't need to, at that point, then stow more AR ammo or anything like that. Good shots. Good, tagged him up a little bit. Yep, go ahead. And I would not give up high ground here. You know, if we're in a good spot like this and we know that they're down low, I'm pushing over to this corner, right? It gives you the opportunity to shoot down, gives you the opportunity to potentially see them rotating. Let's go ahead and see what he does here. Let's go ahead and see how he plays this. How would you play this? I mean, that's the one thing I would keep challenging you on is envision yourself in this situation. What are you thinking? Yep. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and push this way. He gets a break. So that break gives good shots right there. Yeah, now we got one. This is duos, so he separated them. So, oh, I'd be really tempted to interrogate that guy. He's going to go ahead and keep pushing this way, though. He's going to think ahead. Yep, gets the bird's eye down below. So this is where he has the information. He's able to hit shots. Not high damage areas, but look how he continues to play his high ground. He works his way back up, and this guy can't go anywhere, right? There's nowhere that guy can go. There's anywhere that he goes, Xylo's going to be able to see him, and, you know, then it's just about that little bit of execution. So 6 kills right there. He picks up 2 more. Now he's got people back below this way. And I want to pause here for a second, because what we're seeing in this game, and this is a very distinct difference that this is something that I think a lot of you struggle with, which is in this gameplay right here, they are not pushing people, right? They just happen to run into people, at which point they're able to execute. The execution actually looks pretty good. They're hitting shots well. They're positioning well. You know, maybe they're playing high ground right here. Keep the pressure on. Get it down. Get a thirst. One over to your right side. Yeah, you dropped a little bit too far. It's always tough on that mountainside, though. Now, this is a... I want you to listen here. Did you hear the self-revive? He completely misses the self-revive. This guy's over to his left. So he, you know, over to his left right there. He's able to hit shots. He's able to get that down and thirst. I mean, we'll take it any way they come at times, but that's definitely a situation that he gets away with because those players were not as good. If that player's a little bit better, he is 100% dead right there, and there's nothing that he can do. So going back to what I was saying, what we're seeing right now is they have the ability to execute. They have a good understanding of positioning. You know, they're playing their high ground well. They're hitting shots when they have to, but they're never actually taking control of fights. They're never actually pushing. They're just running into people and going based on what they have. We want to get in the habit. The more you can push, keep control of that fight, get the initial knock, right? Get the initial down and thirst and keep that element of surprise, the better off you're going to be. Duos, if we get that initial knock and we get that guy taken out, now we're in a 1v1. If we're in trios and we get that initial knock, now we have the advantage. Now we're in a 3v2. So we want to try to get that advantage as much as possible. This way we can kind of keep control and then put the pressure on. Once again, gets shot in the back right there. Now he's going to go ahead and replate. That other enemy engaged first. So he's not pushing. Is he going to loot? He's going to loot 100%. Not a bad idea here, but got to be quick. Got to be quick. Got to be quick. You're spending too much time. Yeah, there we go. Now, I think they have a... Does he have a... Am I crazy? Does he... Oh, he does not have a UE. Okay. So he's got 3 precision airstrikes here. 3 precision airstrikes. Let's go ahead and push up this way. Let's go ahead. See what he can find. Over to the right side. Good shots. Not a bad precision there to force his play. So that's a precision right there. What's this guy going to do? Guy push inside maybe? He must have. That's not a bad precision. Don't call another one though. Don't call another one here. You just got to, you get one shot at that because we want to save those precisions as much as possible. 8 kills, 7 other teams, 12 other people right here. $13,500. He's in a good spot. They've got high ground. They do have to rotate.
There you go.
Yep, there's a UAV. So that's... I don't know who popped that.
Yeah, they're all on my side.
Yeah, two teams in this building right here. So this is based on where you want to rotate. Go challenge this now while you have information. Be careful, but I'd probably play like over here. You can't see behind my camera. I'd play this hill right here. This hill right here gives you an angle to shoot across. You could also play like maybe the rooftop of this building, right? Jump up top, play, and shoot across and get a good angle. But you don't waste it. Nope, don't waste it. You also need to watch your left side right here. Here's the problem with using that. You're not going to get a thirst. So the rule with precisions is if you down somebody with it, it will not, it very, very rarely actually thirst the enemy. So we want to try to get a knock and then use that to get the thirst. Call it in immediately right in front of you. There's a break. Yep. One more to your right side. Be ready for this guy, 100%. He's right around the corner or up the hill. He's got to be up. No, he's door inside maybe? Or is that his teammate? So what's your thought process right here? What is your biggest fear right now? Because my biggest fear is the 2 teams that are sitting right in here shooting us. This is where you got to remember information late game, and you have to be in a better position. Good shots right there. Get the down, get the thirst. You got to be in a better position here to be aware of what's going on to your right side. So what do I do differently here? I probably challenge this early, and I don't want to push with gas, but you've got to get up this hill early. You've got to get up this hill early so that you can, Yep, Yeah, you gotta. You're just in a tough spot here. Now you're forced to execute, but more importantly, I'm worried about getting third-partied from the right side. I'm more worried about getting third-partied from the right side here. Let's go ahead and 5 teams, 9 other people.
We know those guys are stuck in there.
Let's see what he... Now, look at your high ground here. Your high ground is still to the right side. They completely neglect the team above them. Right? Just hold this team right here. Just play the mountainside here. Just hold this team. You'll be in a great position here. You don't... Because look at where they're pushing to. Notice how they don't have a ton of cover. They're kind of caught in a little bit of a weird spot. I'm also worried about my left side here. There's probably somebody in the big observatory building. They're not in a bad position for the team straight ahead of them, but I am very worried about the team over to their left. I'm really worried about that team over to the left. Mounted up. Good shots. He's mounted, so he's got to be able to get these guys down. He's got to be able to get these guys down. There's one over to his right. Now watch the play that he makes here. This is where a lot of you in circle with cover, then power position, right? In circle with cover, then we focus on high ground. He just gave up his high ground here. So if anybody is up the hill, which there's 5 teams left, I'm guessing there's probably still a team up the hill. He just gives that up. And now he's in a bad spot, just getting absolutely fried. All he had to do was stay up the hill. Play right on this car. Play right around where this car is right here. He would have been in a good spot. Get that thirst. Yep, just whack him to get the redown. What's this? 4 other teams, 5 other people.
I'll pop that guy a little bit so it's like, oh.
So he still has his precision here. Watch this, by the way. I remember this end game here. Watch this. Just like I told you. I'm pretty sure they're going to fly down from up top. Do they fly down? I think they fly down from up top. There you go. They would have been in a great spot there. All they had to do was fight that team, and they can play that high ground. Now, all of a sudden, they have to jump down because they didn't work. That other team, in circle with cover, then high ground, in circle with cover, then power position, was able to just torch them, and now they have to play low ground. This just got a whole lot tougher here because they did not clear that top area and just say, hey, we're going to hold here. We'll fight a team. We'll figure out how we're going to fight that team, but we're going to hold this area. And on top of that, just not thinking about the fact that there could be somebody in that big observatory building. Now they're in a 1. Somehow, all of a sudden, they're in a 2v1 situation. He's got 13 kills right here. They got a good circle pull. They know exactly where this guy is. This guy's up top. Almost gets fried right there. He's got no plates left, so you got to execute here. He gets the down. He gets the thirst. So I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.